Story 1. In Ben-Hur, Charlton Heston says, "The enemy of man is man, my brother." But I have also seen Charlton Heston in Planet of the Apes, so I am going to say it is gorillas armed with rifles. Story 2. The sun, even if humanity could overcome its challenges and avoid planet-killer asteroids, is getting hotter and brighter. It does this as it progresses through its life cycle. Within 1 billion years, it will be 12% hotter and brighter. This increase will push the habitable zone out toward Mars and beyond, leaving Earth in a state similar to the current conditions on Venus. No matter what happens, Earth has a lifespan of 1 billion years before it becomes uninhabitable. A few billion years after that, the sun will expend all of its hydrogen and become a red giant. During this process, it will expand, destroying at least the first 3 inner planets of the solar system, probably including Mars. The human race must leave Earth. That is a fact. If we do not, we will perish here. Story 3. Something very small. An extremely deadly virus no one saw coming. Probably something currently dormant in the ice caps we have forgotten how to fight that gets released back into the atmosphere as ice caps melt, or something bioengineered by a terrorist group or a government organization. It has also been said that if all the spiders in the world worked together, they could devour every human being alive in about 3 months. Hope you get a good night's sleep tonight. Also, if bees disappear completely, mankind has about 4 months of reliable food supply, then we are done. I write doomsday scenarios for role-playing games for my friends. I have thought about this quite a bit. Story 4. Prion are infectious agents composed of misfolded proteins. There is no practical way to destroy them because they are not living organisms. When a misfolded prion protein comes into contact with a normal protein, it causes the normal protein to change its shape. Eventually, all proteins become prion, leading to diseases such as bovine spongiform encephalopathy, commonly known as mad cow disease. Story 5. The fact that artificial intelligence is not the top comment is concerning. Some very smart scientists are currently betting on the odds of human extinction by the hands of artificial intelligence in the coming decade. The Nobel Prize winner for inventing this technology, Geoffrey Hinton, is literally trying to warn the world in every possible way he can. That shows how scared he is of what he has created. If you do not think artificial intelligence is our biggest threat right now, you are mistaken. If you disagree, please try to change my mind by sharing your insights. I would love to be proven wrong about this. Story 6. Capitalism drives every aspect of modern human unsustainability, especially since it took over information technology, destroying the basis of human kinship and social solidarity that sustained the species Homo through difficult times such as a glacial epoch. Artificial intelligence will be capitalism's final death blow as humans lose all ability to think and sustain themselves. Story 7. Capitalism is the main reason for many of our current issues. The profit over everything model means the climate crisis will not get solved. There is an active incentive not to solve it. It is also the cause of much political corruption, as bribing and lobbying prevent real solutions from being proposed because billionaires are too afraid of losing power. It is also the main problem with healthcare systems, as manufacturers of drugs have to produce profits, and with transportation systems because they also have to produce profits. Story 8. Religion and politics. Politics. Essentially, no one who currently has power should have it, and no one who wants it should either. However, the democratic system relies on choosing who among those who want power we like the most or dislike the least. It is a very poor system, but it is the best we have. Religion. As seen in the Middle East, there is no peace when all sides believe they are the special chosen people of their particular deity. Religion would be fine if people kept it to themselves, but religious people tend to try to impose it on everyone else. Usually not out of malice, but the result is as if it were. Story 9. Climate change is a critical issue. For the next 100 years, we should work to reverse the severe danger we have created. However, many assume the planet will be fine while focusing only on wars and the economy, 2 issues that will always exist and challenge societies, unlike our planet as we know it. Therefore, we should multitask and address both environmental and societal concerns. Story 10. Cats. They carry fleas and ticks unless they wear special collars, which some people cannot afford. Cats are often loved by older, vulnerable, and single individuals. These are people whose loss could impact future generations. They bring dead animals into homes, spreading diseases. Then they purr so you pet them, making it easier to infect you. Anyone who does not believe this has likely already been infected by the tapeworms that cats carry. Do not ignore the warning. The purring will harm us all if we do not take action. Story 11. Oil companies have been damaging the planet for over 100 years, affecting tens of millions of people at a time. Their latest threat to human health is microplastics. Story 12. Humans, specifically people who make poor decisions, reproduce rapidly, strain the economy, and contribute little to societal progress. Have you seen the movie Idiocracy? Although it was intended as satire, it begins to make sense when you consider society as a whole. This is not about politics. It is about the global gene pool. Story 13. Stupidity. We watch toxic things happen, then complain about the results. I see so much of this from churches now. Story 14. Without a doubt, it is artificial intelligence. We already have aspects of it controlling things like traffic flow, appointment schedules, and internet searches. The latter is particularly concerning. How long before we as a species stop researching and learning and blindly accept what the system tells us? Artificial intelligence has incredible potential to deceive and manipulate us, especially considering that most of us do not program it. That is the realm of a very few coders. Story 15. War. There are many reasons why it starts, but not a single reason that is justified. I am not talking about defending your country. The guilty party is the aggressor. War is by far the most foolish thing humanity has ever engaged in. Nobody wins. Everybody loses. The United States created the atomic bomb, but if they had not, someone else would have. It is both a threat and a deterrent until something worse comes along. We enjoy a quality of life that could be obliterated in a very short time. All it takes is a disruption in our ability to generate electricity. After that, very quickly, everything breaks down. Only the most prepared individuals would survive, the totally independent homesteader, but only if they could defend themselves for the first month or so. Wars in the past have had limited battlefields. If war comes now, the world becomes a battlefield. What I am talking about is worse than any weapon. Most animals would survive, but only the most self-sufficient humans, like sophisticated homesteaders and any remaining primitive people, would survive, and that is about it. Story 16. Man, look at what we have been doing to each other. Artificial intelligence was invented by humans, so let's not shift the blame. It is not their fault. Story 17. The satanic agenda that is becoming more evident than ever before. Rejecting God has been detrimental to society. Story 18. Human-caused climate change. We have passed the tipping point to stall or limit the devastation coming, and with government changes, it will accelerate. It will continue to cause worse and more severe weather in winter and summer. Tropical diseases will spread north more rapidly. Coasts will continue to flood. Story 19. It is a tie between Islamic extremists and Make America Great Again Americans. They are both harmful groups that need to be addressed. Story 20. I have no doubt that natural and human-made conditions on Earth will make spaces unlivable. Think Chernobyl, but more widespread and in more places. That is, until human beings evolve into more resilient beings, like in the movie Crimes of the Future. Story 21. Do not say artificial intelligence. 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 Story 22. If we ever manage to make humanoid robots completely indistinguishable from humans, like synthetic humans in Fallout 4. Story 23. Human beings are the greatest threat. They will poison the environment to such an extent that society will eventually break down and wars will begin. However, for a few years, Stock prices may provide investors with a reasonable return. Story 24. All the bees are dying or avian influenza is starting to spread to humans. Whichever comes first within the next decade. Story 25. Overindulgence in technology and artificial intelligence will take most jobs and tasks. Bored humans may harm each other. Story 26. Well, the sun is going to die eventually. Before it dies, it will get much bigger and much hotter. It will completely engulf Mercury and Venus. Even if the Earth manages to escape that fate, it will be roasted to a crisp. All the atmosphere and water will burn away, along with whatever living things remain at the time. After that, it will be just another dead rock, orbiting a slowly cooling white dwarf for a very long time. Story 27. I am thinking of asteroids or something hitting the Earth and the aftermath. It has happened a few times already. Story 28. Aside from humans, viruses and bacteria have replication rates that are too high for us to keep up with their various mutations at the current rate of medical innovation. Perhaps with artificial intelligence, we can accelerate the development of antibiotic, antiviral, and vaccine treatments to keep pace, but that is still a long way off. Story 29. Empathy. We will not survive very long at this rate of reproduction. Our empathy prevents us from saying, no, you cannot have children. It is also the case that people with lower intelligence tend to have the most children. Story 30. A man's biggest enemy is himself. With technological advancement and people relying more and more on it every year, especially artificial intelligence, people are becoming less intelligent over time. Social media also contributes to this trend. Story 31. Billionaires hoard money, power, and resources, which leads to massive inequality. Their greed knows no bounds. If we do not stop them now, they will destroy us all. It may already be too late. Story 32. Billionaires hoard money, power, and resources, which leads to massive inequality. Their greed knows no bounds. If we do not stop them now, they will destroy us all. It may already be too late. Story 33. Overshoot. Carrying capacity is less than 2 billion humans, probably much less. We are now at least 6 billion over that and rising. Overshoot always ends horrifically for the population in overshoot. Both the population and the carrying capacity of the environment it relies on collapse. In our case, since humans define almost everything living or dead as a resource to be consumed, we are taking most other living things with us. See Street Matthew Island reindeer for an example of overshoot. As a species, humans appear no smarter than reindeer. Story 34. Since we started the Great Migration out of Africa eons ago, it has been and will continue to be ourselves. Story 35. Biological nuclear weapons. Engineered virus with no human genetic resistance. Imagine Ebola but contagious like chicken pox. Story 36. Petrochemicals are damaging the planet. They are poisoning the water, contaminating the air, and present in the soil. They have infested every living body and have been found everywhere on Earth, from the highest mountain tops to the Mariana Trench. They are in your blood, brain, lungs, and heart. You are saturated with them, and the rate of contamination is increasing. Even if you eliminated plastics entirely from your life, you would still be exposed to these chemicals because they are used in every step of every manufacturing process. They are inescapable, and our elected leaders are making no effort to combat them. We are in a critical situation. Story 37. Humans are directly causing full ecological collapse. Climate change will not eliminate us, but it will severely limit where we can live. This is also killing many organisms that humans need to survive. Per- and polyfluoroalkyl substances and microplastics threaten all animals and a large portion of plant life, and could potentially kill us long before climate change does. Most political arguments serve to cover the fact that capitalism is literally destroying planet Earth. Story 38. Mankind knew that they could not change society. Instead of reflecting on themselves, they blamed the beasts. Story 39. Honestly, it is a toss-up between rogue artificial intelligence and billionaires with Mars fantasies who forget to fix Earth first. Story 40. An extremely deadly virus or an asteroid. As of December 2024, 37,255 near-Earth asteroids are known, and 2,465 of those are classified as potentially hazardous due to their size and proximity to Earth. These asteroids are defined as objects that orbit the Sun on a path that brings them close to Earth's orbit, specifically within 1.3 astronomical units of the Sun. Story 41. Instant gratification. Convenience has driven us to a low point in the way it is used. Artificial intelligence doing thinking for some drugs that make us forget all our problems, cheap items leading to pollution and waste problems, ultra-processed food and microplastics leading to growth and health problems. However, doing things the hard way is not always unrewarding. Story 42. We will destroy each other over petty things, pride, and greed before Mother Nature even has a chance. The arrogance of the current human race is so absurd and self-absorbed that we do not stand a chance unless we eliminate these unhinged ideals. Story 43. The inevitability of mankind forgetting the atrocities of the past causes them to be destined to repeat those mistakes. Story 44. 30-foot-tall zombified genetically modified dodo birds after the great unstarvening of 2145 and the following terrorist biological bomb mutated the specimens destined for important food stock trials. Story 45. The world went on for billions of years without humans, and we continuously create problems that contribute to our own demise out of convenience. Story 46. Right now, nuclear weapons. It would only take one unstable leader to launch them, and the entire world would be destroyed. In 10 years, artificial intelligence. Story 47. Organized and weaponized religion. Ask yourself, did he ever go to a church without a camera crew? He is not doing God's work. You are doing his work. Story 48. A large enough asteroid might wipe us out completely. Climate change will severely impact us, but not wipe us out. Viruses could wipe us out, but it would have to be an extremely severe virus. Some form of man-made calamity might also wipe us out, but it would have to be very severe. Elon Musk, Donald Trump, and other power-driven individuals are very problematic, but not an existential threat. We have had power-hungry fools before. They die eventually, along with the damage they caused. Story 49. Artificial intelligence will forever change the way humans live in the best, worst, or most dystopian way possible. Get ready for artificial intelligence life partners, the death of human art, the death of the internet, all your jobs that are not manual once artificial general intelligence is invented, incredible and terrifyingly quick advancements in medicine, universal basic income, hopefully, and a million other beautiful and horrific things. Story 50. The widespread belief in conspiracy theories is growing. No one believes in science anymore. People will take medical advice from a comedian podcast host before they trust a doctor. Story 51. Unstable or aggressive countries that have access to nuclear weapons include Pakistan. I also do not trust Vladimir Putin's Russia. Story 52. The internet, artificial intelligence, capitalism, weapon manufacturers, and global power institutions fixated on empire expansion. Story 53. You know, the ozone hole is destroying our lives due to specific chemicals, right? Now, there are per- and polyfluoroalkyl substances in every living creature, the chemicals used in non-stick pans. They are also found in firefighting foams. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.